Long time no see, it's me, Domino. It's been a fucking while since I've uploaded a video. Been kind of really busy with shit, so let's hop to it. We're gonna do a unit review because I have not talked about anything relevant since the previous update. So with that said, let's kind of work our way backwards. So I'm gonna talk about the units that just came out and work myself into the earlier units that are somewhat been updated. So first up, we got the Space Union 1 version PM. I kind of don't like this unit. This unit doesn't really do too much. Like, it's got decent damage, and the shield is pretty cool since it lets it stay up a lot longer, but it's all close range. Like, you're not gonna be able to really push with this against common units. Like, yeah, like, look at that. All he does is just like ram into the wall, which is cool, but he's still gonna get bursted down. He's still gonna get poisoned and then just torn apart. I don't know. It's a unit with very low utility, very high AP. I don't know. I just wouldn't use this unit. It's a fine marathon boss. It's fine if you're starting off with PM, but you know, high-end Metal Arena stuff. This ain't gonna cut it. Space Daikoka. It's a Daikoka, but from space. He is, I don't know, it's pretty alright. It does what you want it to do. It's a very defensive unit. When the first form dies, the little elite soldier comes out, starts fixing it, and then it's back up. That's kind of the whole point of it. You just kind of want it to be there, die, and then come back. It feels like this is the answer to PF Daikoka, which would just base snipe PM for free. But with this thing, it kind of prevents that. But see, here's the thing. PF Daikoka ain't even around anymore. The Blue Sasquatch kind of eliminated it, so with that being said, Space Daikoka just doesn't do much right now. There might be a time in the future where, you know, full screen snipes are back in fashion, but as of right now, I don't think Space Daikoka is that great. It's fine for what it does. If you want a defensive unit that sits in the back, sure, but you gotta think, how often are you gonna want that? As opposed to some sort of defensive unit that moves up more, because it's kind of bad when your defensive unit hangs out with your other backliners, as opposed to getting its ass up there. Special Phoebe. Phoebe's alright. She's got the same kind of mech thing from her previous version. She's got the little machine gun long range, but her whole point is you do this special attack that launches this big ol' arm and just goes to the front line and just keeps pushing. I don't know. I'm not too crazy about this, mostly due to the fact that once she launches it, she stands still until it blows up or you hit her special again. It does knockback, yeah, but again, this meta with Blue Sasquatch really fucks things over for these kinds of units, because all that arm's gonna do is make a lot more blue Sasquatches, so I don't think she's that great. I'm sure someone out there will try to prove me wrong or some shit, but like, practically, you kind of don't want to use this, just because of how easy it is to stuff that arm, and even then, it's like, it doesn't even hit that hard, and it doesn't have that much health, even with buffs, so it's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel as productive as it could be, but hey, I don't think anyone was expecting Blue Sasquatch to change things up this much. 13 million volt electric barrier. I think this thing's really good. I mean, all it does is this little zappy thing that occasionally stuns if if you get good luck and they're not stun resistant. Honestly, this thing just mostly serves to kill Taro 100% reliably. Pretty much the highlight. It's 44 AP. It can actually kill stuff, which is really surprising with buffs. There's a reason why it's at 4th at the moment. It's kind of hilarious. Yeah, I think this unit is really fucking good. You just gotta watch out for Eerie, who will fucking snipe the miner because reasons. Really needed that anti-miner tech already. But, yeah, I think I say 13 million volt electric barrier is really fucking good. If you have it and you're still having trouble with Taro, go for it. If you don't really have Taro issues, then you can forego this. But I don't know. It just seems like a very decent all-around unit. Even gets to track Jellyfish in for whatever reason. If Jellyfish is still around, it's a decent surprise unit. Or surprise in the sense of that, like, if they're not paying attention, they'll just run into it. For like, if you do your own miner versus their miner, but your miner builds it first, and they're not paying attention, their miner will just run into the fence and activate it. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, 13 million volt electric barrier, really fucking good. Use this thing if you run full PM. No real downsides to it, other than it's I guess a miner unit, but that's about it. Melvina. Melvina's okay. She's okay at best. But man, this right here, this long range is what kills everything that she could have been. Cause this long range, she has to finish this long range attack before she can actually do a special, which really sets her back. Cause man, look at this shit. Just gotta fire out all 4 shots. Outside of that though, she has a special. Her special attack gives her a barrier, lets her nullify attacks for a while, which kind of akin to the Space Daikoka issue that she, if units could just full screen snipe, she could just activate her special to shield and protect your backline. But as that's no longer a thing anymore, her viability in that kind of dropped hard. She also gets really fucked up by Shizuka because her flame daggers activate at set distance, and due to how long it takes her to be able to even special, sometimes she'll just go run up to the fire special and then go even farther back than when she should have been. Shit sucks, but that's 2 for 2 where these Tomei fucking big mech units tend to be crap, like the other one being Bicham. Jesus. But if you can get over all that, she does really crazy damage with this sandstorm shit. Kinda cool. But again, if the moment she does her close range and her special, she retreats, so it's like, kinda, the potential there was kinda lost. I don't know, I don't think Melvina's that hot, but she can be pretty annoying on recovery, but again, if you're playing against recovery, it's like, you're not gonna see that shit in Metal Arena. You're not gonna see it very high, at least. You might see it online, but you gotta think, it's like, who cares? It's online. So yeah, Melvina, she's okay at best. Alright, let's move on to some older units, since things have changed. Flying Tara version PM. I used to love this thing. This thing was the god. But Blue Sasquatch showed up and has kind of ruined what it could do. Namely due to the fact that once you send this out, it won't stop dropping missiles. In other words, it won't stop making Blue Sasquatches. Which is kind of a problem. You could try to take advantage of that. with another unit I'm going to talk about later, but it just adds unnecessary risk for basically little reward. And with 13 million volt electric barrier, like you don't even need the flying Tara anymore, since that gets rid of Tara 100% each time, as opposed to this where you're just like, man, I sure hope that little fuck doesn't dodge. So, flying Tara version PM Plus, I loved you, but Blue Sasquatch has made you too dangerous to use. Matilda, she's getting her reproduction right now. So you know, I think she's pretty alright still. Big issue at the moment being that you kind of want her to be in her second form as quickly as possible, due to like look at that. Oh, what the fuck? God damn it! Second form, please. Where's that? There you go. That. Yeah, because this right here, this is all the big damage. But the problem being is that when she's in her first form, she does very little damage. She hangs out a little bit behind the front line, so she's not a very good staller when she's in her first form. And it takes her a while to get into her second form to run up to the front line and then catapult. But yeah, she's getting a reproduction right now. If you get her, go ahead and use her. She's still a great staller. The base buff kinda hurt her special, or first form special viability. Can't really just, do 2 specials and win the game. Now it takes a couple more, let alone with Blue Sasquatch. It's gonna make a lot more blue friends, so you kinda just really want her just like run up, get hurt enough to go into her second form, and then start stalling. But outside of that, I think she's still very viable. It's a very annoying unit still. If you get her, go for it. Alright, Mizuna. So Mizuna is very interesting, because at the time when he came out, kinda didn't do that much for Tolmaic. I mean, it was just like, oh man, infinite range shuriken, who cares? Cool, but like, since everyone's running like the PF Daikoka that can just sponge these hits, it's like, who cares? On the flip side, here we are now in Blue Sasquatch meta, where you can get some pretty dumb wins with him if you just send him out before the field gets too crowded. Blue Sasquatch has evade, so even with the base buffs, all it takes is 2 shurikens to destroy the base. So if you get some good RNG, you can literally just cheese the fucking base with 2 shurikens, because Blue Sasquatch evaded, and typically the opponent's deck will have other evaders too. So it leads to some pretty fucking dumb scenarios where you won the game in 20 seconds because of this because this fucking dickhead was just like, check out the shuriken. But outside of that one gimmick, Shark is still pretty good. Like, Shark will still one hit KO the base with buffs. Like, that shit is still true. So I think he's got some good flexibility. I think with right now is his time to shine. He can easily annoy big groups of Blue Sasquatches and force make a whole bunch of them, as he'll heal a lot of health with it from the Shark. I mean, even if you can also just push to a decent distance with Special Aceto and she'll be able to stay in range, you can just go ahead and Shark and win the game. Like, he's really fast. So, if you get Mizuna from the reproduction, don't feel bad. He's actually pretty good in PM. He's just a little expensive. Kind of needs to be gold or with team bonus to really get that cheese scenario in, but outside of that, you can just do Shark, and Shark will still serve you well. Alright. Bazooka Gorilla Captain. So even with stun resistance, you have a fair shot of stunning at least a couple of Blue Sasquatches with this guy. It's just playing to the odds. Like, yeah, stun resistance is a thing. They're probably gonna be plat because he was a task force unit, but I mean, play to the odds. You could probably stun a couple if you want to try and stun them. I just wouldn't really recommend it. It's not really my thing. Kind of hate playing odds like that, but yeah, Bazooka Gorilla Captain. He's pretty alright right now. So if you want to go ahead in for stuns, go for it. If you don't, also understandable. Just know that his damage is just not very high if you don't get the stuns. Like, oof, look at that, 337 per hit is like that. That does not hurt too much. Let's see. Yoshino version Rebellion. She's also in the reproduction box. Same as before, with her, even with her buffs, like, she hits really fucking hard. She hits hard enough to the point where, like, 2 coin flips and she killed a blue Sasquatch. So that's honestly really fucking good that she can 2-shot a blue Sasquatch. Outside of that, that's kind of all there is to her. She's just, you know, she's your high DPS gorilla. Well, she's not even high DPS. She's like your moderate DPS who hits really hard and has a good amount of HP, who also requires you to invest in her so that she can, you know, get to play with that. But if you get her in the reproduction box, cool. Go ahead and feel free to use her if you can overcome this super high cost for her. If not, it is what it is. Don't worry too much about it. The other guy who got buff, Tolmaios, the original. I don't know. Even with these buffs, you ain't gonna do shit. Like 50 times 50 attack times 41 HP. Like, that sounds cool until you look at his fucking AP is still 1,600. Like, what is this shit? He's really big. He attacks really slow. You're probably not gonna get much done with him, but it's just funny to see it. It's funny to see that he has this much goddamn health and he will still do nothing because he is a sloth. Like, look at this. The special is cool. Look at that, 100,000, but that's easily out DPS by everything else. I don't know. He's funny for a backline wall. If you can somehow, for whatever reason, the game lasts longer than like a minute, fucking go ahead, send him out, I guess. But like, he ain't doing much. It's just funny that he got buffs. Same thing with Stone Turtle. Like, sure, he can have stupid amounts of HP, but like, when your attacks are this, like, you are just walking to the front line to die. Like, look at that. That's it. It's just one fucking hit. One slow fucking hit. Woo. Like, you ain't doing shit with this, even with buffs. Just use them for the HP. It's just funny that he too got buffs. Alright, and the last piece. These upcoming units, that, since this is the morning of the release date for these units, they're not out yet. So we got Mira Daptora Genesis. She is kind of crazy. She's got these handy dandy double buff. What? HP and attack? That's my shit. So, you know, you get her, you can cut down the amount of buffers you have in your deck to 3. Pretty fucking good, because it gives you an extra slot as opposed to having to have Anastasia or Mira Dragunov stuck on the thing on your deck, not doing much. Her DPS is pretty fucking good. Like, this Phoenix thing takes a while for it to happen, but like, it's a crazy amount of fire. Yeah, fire's pretty good. Long range is pretty alright. Like, it's this cool little fire tornado. She also has a second form, which is pretty much the first form again. It's like Dark Phoenix from Marvel 3. She's got puny HP for now. You know, second form gives her a boost like Matilda. So that's cool. I think that she is a really fucking good unit. I think that she's definitely a must for Tolmaic decks. Definitely want to get her, definitely want to use her, definitely want to spread a lot of fire. Fire's good, fire's hot. Same cost as original Mira, this good old 480 AP. Like, honestly, she's more valuable as the buff. She's kind of light on the HP. She even heals off of her attack, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, go for Mira if you're Tolmaic, like, without a question. If you wanted to use it for mixed, I don't know about mixed, since, like, at that point you got to start using other PMs, and PM's not as flexible as it for mixed as it is as Rebel, for instance. Like, you got Matilda for mixed. Like, outside of that, I don't know. So, I'm not sure if you'll see too much of Mira outside of Tolmaic decks, but if you do, hell, I'll be surprised, because then that means you'll see more PM, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Mira, I would definitely just stick with Mira. If you're a Tolmaic, definitely 100% go for her. And finally, Special Josette, who in herself is a little special. So she has, like, counter knockback, I believe. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, counter knockback. It's alright, I guess, but I don't know. I just don't think she's that hot of a unit. She's obviously, this one's not anti-stun. Like, this is her special. It's this rapid laser, which is cool, but she's not a frontliner. Kind of sucks, since Tolmaic could always use better frontliners. Her long range is pretty slow. Not a fan of that. This close range is also like, Like, look at that. She still fucking jumps away because she just has to. I don't know. Maybe if the game changes a bit, she could be better with anti-knockback if knockback becomes a thing again somehow. But at this point in time, I just don't think so. Although this rapid laser is pretty cool. It's just, I don't know. Do you really want to slot in a moderately expensive starter unit just to be like, check out my laser that's gonna get stopped by blue Sasquatch, and make a whole bunch of them? And it won't kill them either. It's not exactly the strongest, but you know, it is what it is. And with that, that's more or less my morning unit review. It's a bit stumbly. It's been a while since I made one of these. Hopefully get back into the swing of things next week with just recording up videos. But can't make anything unfortunately can't make any solid promises due to holidays coming up and my own personal life is like work just being active. That being said, see you when I see you. Enjoy the game. Laters.